Hello everybody out there in the bookverse, it's Stephanie, and today I am back with the second video in this series that I started where I recommend books based on astrological signs. If you're new to my channel, hey, welcome. Thank you so much for watching my videos. If you'd like to see more from me, definitely hit the subscribe button down below and the bell icon so you'll be notified when I post new content. But let's jump into this because today I am recommending books for Aries. So the time frame for the Aries sign is March 21st through April 19th. And Aries is a fire sign, and some characteristics that kind of go along with Aries is they have a sense of adventure, they love to explore, they are very competitive, sometimes to the point of over-competitive, direct and honest. They are unafraid of conflict, and they are very quick to action and can even be impulsive sometimes. So I wanted to kind of list a few authors that are Aries so you can see what authors have the same astrological sign as you do. So we have Maya Angelou, Robert Frost, a couple of poets to start it off, Tom Clancy, James Patterson, Barbara Kingsolver, Nnedi Okorafor, and Anne McCaffrey. So we got some good authors that have that Aries sign, and I am really excited to jump into some of the books that I picked that I think would fit the Aries personality and character traits fairly well. The last one on my list I think is probably like the perfect Aries book, but I'm jumping ahead of myself. Let's go ahead and start with the first book on my list. So the first book I have to recommend is Rage of Dragons by Evan Winter. This is a high fantasy book that is African inspired, and it follows a man whose father was killed, and he is out to get revenge. And I think this book is great for Aries because, one, the fire aspect on the cover, I think that's kind of fitting. Also, I think that our main character, Tao, is just extremely focused and competitive, and he wants to be the best at all costs. He's very direct, straightforward. He's not very good at like being tactful or anything like that. So I think that this main character, while a lot of people don't like him, I think his directness and his persistence and tenacity and desire to be the very best is something that Aries could really relate to and enjoy in a book. The next book that I have to recommend also has a very tenacious main character. That is Skyward by Brandon Sanderson. Sorry, I took the cover off a lot of my books. You can see down here I did that so I could take some Instagram photos, and I just could not find this cover in my drawer of covers over there. So I'll put the cover up here so you guys can actually see what it looks like. But Skyward follows our main character, Spencer, whose father was a pilot, but then he was considered a coward in this big final battle. And so she and her family are looked down upon because they are the family of cowards, but she really wants to be a pilot. And so she's doing everything she can to get into pilot school and prove herself. Now, Spencer is such an interesting character. I absolutely love her. I think she is funny and entertaining and just a really interesting character to follow, but she definitely has a very over-competitive streak. She is extremely straightforward as well. Like, she is just going to come at you, tell you like it is, be very honest with you. She doesn't really have much of a filter, and she's just so unique in the way that she talks. She is a little extra, a little over the top, but she is so competitive and out to seek adventure. She wants that adventure in her life so much. She wants to reach the stars. And so I think Spencer is also another main character that is very relatable for an Aries. Her personality though is just a little unique. Like, you gotta let her grow on you a little bit. But I love that book, and I love Spencer. The third recommendation is also one that pulls in that fire aspect of Aries, and that is The Poppy War by R.F. Kuang. So the starting premise of this book is a young girl who lives in a poor province of this Chinese-inspired fantasy world who does not want to be married off, so she studies and passes this test in order to get into this very prestigious military academy. This character is also one that is willing to do whatever it takes to win. Whatever it takes to be the best, she's going to do it. She will hurt herself. She will hurt others. She's going to get to the top, and she's going to do it no matter what. She is such a feisty character. She's fiery. She is like still good to her friends, and I feel like she has points where she totally screws them over, and she has points where she's very good to them, but overall she really is out for herself for the most part and out to get what she wants. She is also one that is definitely not afraid of conflict. She is involved in some of the most brutal wars and conflicts that I've read about in books, and she just jumps right into them. She is not fearless, but she does not shy away from a fight or from conflict. So I think that this character is also another one that following her in this book, in this story, is going to be an enjoyable experience for someone who has those Aries traits. The fourth book that I'm going to recommend kind of takes down the like fighting and brutality a little bit, and that is A Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab. This is also an adult high fantasy book. I think all of them are adult books except Skyward. But this one follows a man who is able to travel between London. So there are different Londons. He names them based on their colors. So you have Black London, which has died because of its magic use. You have White London, which is kind of dying because of its magic use. You have Red London, which is flourishing and magical and beautiful, and you have Gray London, which is kind of more akin to our London, where it's like doing okay but doesn't really have magic that much in it. Now this one, I think the character that Aries are really going to enjoy is Lila Bard. She was not my personal favorite because I'm a Libra and I do not enjoy the impulsivity, but I think Lila is an extremely impulsive character. She's kind of just out to get what she needs in life. She wants what she wants and she's going to steal and fight for it. Well, she's not like brutal and evil about it. Like she can hold her own and she's tough, but also she loves adventure. She has this quote in here that says, "I'd rather die on an adventure than live standing still." And I think that's something that would really resonate with Aries, that sense of like going out, getting what you want, living your adventure and not just like sitting around and watching your life pass you by. I think that Aries would really enjoy Lila, and I think really enjoy this book overall. I thought it was a great story and it's very enjoyable, very compelling. And the last book that I have on my list that I think is just perfect for Aries, and if you can guess it, let me know down in the comments. Put your guess right now before I hold it up because I want to see if anyone else feels the same way as I do. But Red Rising by Pierce Brown. So not just because the name Aries is very prominent in this book, but because the main character I feel also has that same go, win, do what you have to do, total competition, wanting to be the best. But there's also a ton of characters that have those same character traits in this book. I feel like the Golds in general just tend to be that way, where they are going to do anything they need to do to get what they want or to maintain what they already have, their power. I think Golds are very good examples of Aries traits to the extreme and maybe a little too far for a lot of them, but they are very competitive. This book features a competition with a lot of very overly competitive, wanting to win no matter what people, and I just think that that is something that Aries are going to really gravitate towards, really enjoy. These people are very straightforward, not always honest though, because they like to lie and trick people, but they are going to do what they have to do to win. And I really enjoyed this book. I know this is an unpopular opinion, but I think I liked Red Rising better than Golden Sun, the second book. But yeah, I think this book fits Aries. I think it goes so well with that personality. Plus it has that whole like red and fire aspect to it as well. So those are my book recommendations for Aries. Let me know down below what you think. If you have any other suggestions that you think would fit Aries, if you agree or disagree with any of these recommendations, let me know down in the comments. And as always, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more from me, definitely hit the subscribe button down below and the bell icon to be notified when I post new content, and you can be looking out for when I post book recommendations for your astrological sign. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.